All right, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Kwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders at GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. There's GMS precepts in the Zarqat here. As you can see, I have the article. This is from the Telegraph, and the China is just launched or showing off their new drone. They call it China to launch drone mothership, and as you can see, this is a big ass drone, and it's gonna release hundreds of drones. They call it kamikaze drones, right? It says new high. So this is where war. This is where warfare is headed. This is the warfare, and I have a scripture to go into that or back it up. Warfare is being more is more technological. You see, um, warfare is becoming advanced. Well, let me just continue this article. It says China to launch drone mothership, right? New high altitude aircraft is designed to be capable of releasing a swarm of 100 attack drones. You see? Um, it says China is preparing to launch a new drone carrying mothership capable of releasing 100 kamikaze unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, at the same time. The Juitan, I think that's how you say it, which means high sky, is a high altitude, long range UAV that can transport weapons and equipment. Over the weekend, state media reported that the fourth prototype had completed its structural assembly and was undergoing installation and testing. It will set off on its maiden flight next month as China looks to boost its Air Force capabilities, right? So, I mean, I don't need to, and then it goes into certain stats. Um, it said it's going to be used for surveillance. It says blah blah blah. It has a takeoff weight of 16 tons, supporting which can be used to carry anything from surveillance technology to ammunition. So it's going to be used as a way to, I guess, do some recon or surveillance work, as well as they're going to be used for war, right? However, the most noteworthy aircraft is going to be able to release or launch large quantities at once, making it difficult for the defender to respond. Video footage released by state media replicates what this could look like, and that's the picture it shows right here. Mind you, it could release up to 100 kamikaze drones, right? So those drones, all these drones, could have weapons on them. Okay, so this is where warfare is going, man. Now this is how you know there's no peace in the earth right now. This is how you know that the 48ers, right? They aren't the true men of the Lord, right? Because when scriptures say, when the original inhabitants inhabit the land, there shall be peace on earth, and all the nations shall turn their plows. I'm sorry, their swords into plowshares, right? But that didn't take place yet, man, right? Because you see these nations, they're always there every year. They put more and more and more of their GDP into their military, right? And America is no different. Trump just passed a bill that included more money in their defense system, right? So that's what all these nations are doing, man. The Most High has it in their spirit. Despite what you see on TV, the Most High has put it in the spirit of these leaders to put their money heavily, put a lot of money and a lot of technology into their military, because there's a war coming, right? Despite what you might hear on TV, Ukraine or this and peace this and ceasefire here. Despite what you might see or hear on the news, it's the real news is the scriptures. The scriptures speak about a third world's war that will take place, and if you can align the prophecies, it's without a doubt that we're very very close. All right, and this is just more proof of it, right? You have it just mentioned escalation but conflict between China and Taiwan. Drone swarms can be hugely beneficial for intelligence gathering, surveillance, and reconnaissance, which would be important in the event of an escalation between China and Taiwan. And we know America backs Taiwan. Taiwan is a very close ally with America, right? And as far as China's adversaries, which includes America, which includes Taiwan, they're gonna look at this and be like, "Oh, okay, that's what you do." See, it also said the aircraft can also carry cruise missiles and medium-range air-to-air missiles, such as the PL-12E. Right. So, the other nations or the enemies of or political enemies of China, they're gonna look at this and be like, "Oh, okay, that's what you're doing. Oh, y'all going in the air. Y'all, you know." So, what are they gonna do? They're gonna start trying to up the ante, right? Um, and put more money and more scientists into their military, right? Let me go to Isaiah. It's Isaiah 9 and 5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood," right? Um, that's how the ancient wars were fought. You see, there were more hand to hand. You had boots on the ground, so to speak. You still have boots on the ground now, but like I said, warfare is advancing to the point where, um, the use of drones is being heavily used now in warfare. That's becoming more modern. The days of throwing a bunch of troops on the ground and have them fight it out, those days are sort of not in the past, but it's it's not used as much. You know. Now, depending, it's still used, but if a um, um, war gets bad, right? If it gets if it gets worse, they're gonna start to implement more drones, right? More aerial fighting. Okay. Um, shit, and ask your boy. Barack knows about that. He was known for a president. He's a president that used or orchestrated the most drone attacks. You know, our people love so much of Barack Obama, and he was. It was funny. He got the award. Fuck award did he get that year? Um, damn, it was supposed to symbolize like peace. The name of the Nobel Peace Prize. That's right. He had the Nobel Peace Prize that year. Mind you, he was bombing the shit out of Pakistan. He was bombing the shit out of everybody, and he gets the Nobel Peace Prize. But that's how war is right now. War now is moving towards, once it escalates, they implement more drones and more bombs, and less boots on the ground. You see, um, it says, I'll read that again. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood." That's how the ancient battle was fought. It was fought with shields, with swords. Then it advanced to guns, but it was still a lot of hand-to-hand combat, right? Um, that's how the ancient battles were fought, and even up to the most recent battles, it was fought with a lot more soldiers, right? Now, continuing, it says, "But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." But this war, this new war that's coming, is going to be what? Is going to be, it shall be what? Burning and fuel of fire. Okay? Right? Now, if you look at the wars today, that's why the heavy, um, the ultimate war, the ultimate weapon that hasn't been used yet by these nations are um, the nuclear, a nuclear weapon. That's like the last resort. You see, right? That's if it escalates so much, we got to use a nuclear weapon. But a lot of nations don't want to use that because they know that it's basically signing it's a death sentence, because they know that if they shoot if If they shoot, that means they know their enemy is going to shoot one towards them. So it's basically signing. So that's like it's been used as a deterrent. But guess what? The Most High is going to use that to take down the Edomite kingdom, man. The Most High is going to use their technology to take down the Edomite, this Edomite supremacy that we live in right now. You see? So the Most High allowed them to create a weapon that's going to take them out. Right? That's why in Revelation, that's where you get the that's where in Revelation it speaks about the lake of fire. That's what the lake of fire is. The lake of fire is the land of Babylon being pelted, right, by thermal nuclear missiles, ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, and that's what's prophesied. That's what's coming. That's Revelation, the ninth chapter, when it speaks about 200,000 thousands. That's speaking about those missiles shot from those other countries. You see, so Esau, they might think, or these nations, or these rulers of these nations might think that it's a deterrent, but it's going to be used, right? Because those intercontinental those missiles can't be defused. You can't drain. Like, there's not a thing where you can go on the bottom of it and drain the whatever's in it. What is it, plutonium or whatever? You can't drain it. Like it's a water tank or something. All right. The only way you can, there's no defuse button. You can't unplug it out the socket and then it just loses. Eventually, it'll just lose power. Like it's a you know what I mean? Like it's a damn cell phone. It's out of battery. You see, we can't use this no more. No, those nuclear missiles have to be used, and they will be used. And it's prophesied in Revelation the ninth chapter that 200,000 of those missiles are going to be shot over here in this place, man. So that's why you have the prophets of the Lord going out there on the highways and byways for years, preaching and prophesying that about what's coming to this place, and that's what's coming. Those ICBM missiles are going to be used. Those are going to be used to. Those are the weapons of his indignation, and they're going to be used to remove the current leader, which is Esau, out of his rulership. Okay. So that's pretty much it. I'll leave this article in the description box. This is what these nations are doing, man. They're preparing. They're preparing for war, and you can see they're getting more and more advanced, which is all done by Yahawashi Yahawashi. They're getting more clever, I guess, and their weaponry is increasing and is becoming more advanced. Okay. They still have no shot against the angels. They still have no shot, no shot whatsoever. The scriptures speak about how the Lord is gonna just take out all these nations, all the kings of these nations, with one fell swoop. That's why with spiritual power, it tells you that in Ezra's the 13th chapter, it goes into that. Okay, how these other nations, the kings of these nations, they have no shot. That's why the Lord, Yahawashi, who the word even called Jesus Christ, he's referred to what as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, meaning he's the one that's going to remove all the crowns from all these nations, and he's going to become the ruler, man. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. I'll leave this article in the description. Until the next show, shalawam.